You prayed. You stayed away from haram. You were patient. You were grateful. And then, life still fell apart. Maybe it was a loss you didn't see coming, a dua that never got answered, a door that stayed shut no matter how hard you knocked. And somewhere in the middle of all that pain, a thought crept in that you felt too guilty to say out loud. If Allah loves me, why is this happening to me? That question is more common than you think. And if anybody ever gave you an answer that felt hollow, today we go straight to Quran and the lives of the prophets. No cliches, just truth. And before we get into it, if this is the kind of content that actually makes you think, hit subscribe and drop a like. It genuinely helps this reach another Muslim who needs to hear it today. Now let's get into this. Here's the first thing we need to understand. We were never promised a smooth road. We were promised company on a hard one. Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah, "And we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger and loss of wealth and lives and fruits, but give good tidings to the patient." 2:155. Notice, Allah didn't say, if you're tested. He said, surely. The test was always part of the plan. But here's what we miss. This ayah wasn't revealed to sinners. It was revealed to the believers, the ones who showed up, the ones who prayed. The test isn't punishment. For the believer, the test is proximity. Let me show you the prophets, because these are the people Allah loved most. And look at what their lives actually looked like. Ibrahim السلام, the Khalilullah, the friend of Allah, thrown into fire, commanded to leave his infant son in a barren desert, then told to slaughter the child he waited decades for. If you didn't know the ending, that story looks like abandonment. But Ibrahim kept moving, and every trial became a legacy. The fire became a miracle. The desert became Makkah. The knife became Eid al-Adha, a mercy we still live inside today. Allah wasn't punishing Ibrahim. He was building something through him that would outlast him by thousands of years. Ayyub alayhi lost his health, his wealth, his children. Years of suffering. And his dua, preserved in the Quran, wasn't a complaint. It was, harm has touched me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful. 21:83. He didn't accuse Allah. He leaned into Allah. Allah's response? So we responded to him and removed what afflicted him, and gave him back his family and more with them. 21:84. Scholars say more means more in number and more in love. Allah didn't just restore, He upgraded. Yusuf alayhi, thrown in a well by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned for years. Every single low point was a step, not a setback. At the end, Yusuf says, "Indeed, it was my Lord who was subtle in fulfilling what He willed." 12:100. Subtle. Allah's mercy isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like a closed door. Sometimes it looks like a very long wait. Here's what the Quran is telling us, and this is what most answers skip. Pain and love are not opposites in Islam. The Prophet was asked, "Who are the most tested people?" He said, "The prophets, then those nearest to them, then those nearest to them." Ibn Majah. The closer you are to Allah, the more refined the fire. Not because Allah is cruel, but because gold doesn't become gold without heat. Tests don't reveal Allah's opinion of you, they reveal your opinion of Allah. Do you trust Him when you can't see the plan? That trust, that is what Allah is after. Ibn al-Qayyim said, had Allah lifted the calamity immediately, the believer would never have known what was hidden for him inside it. There is something inside your hardship that you cannot receive any other way. So if you're in it right now, in the waiting, in the loss, in the silence, I'm not going to tell you it doesn't hurt. It does, and Allah knows it does. But hold on to this. Ibrahim didn't see Makkah. Ayyub didn't see the restoration coming. Yusuf didn't see the throne from the bottom of the well. They just kept going. And Allah was already writing the next chapter. Your pain is not proof that Allah forgot you. It might be the very sign that He's closest to you right now. Make dua tonight. Not because the answer is coming tomorrow, but because the conversation itself is the gift.